Pixels glow and screens alike. Dorks unite, we'll take this mic. Game on, heroes side by side. In this world we laugh, we ride. Roll the dice and cast the spell. Tell your tales we know so well. Quests await where dorks prevail. In our voices legends swell. Press start, dorks embark. Lights out, we ignite the spark. Gaming nerds will never fade in the land where dreams are made.
What's going on, Koopa?
Nothing really, except new camera. That's it.
It looks fancy. I can see like all of your pores and shit.
Yeah,
your soul.
That's the power of DSLR.
Well, I got an OBS camera, which I don't know shit about. My wife has fucking been setting it up. And speaking of that, actually, welcome to the Dorks podcast. We are back. 2 weeks consistent. What the fuck? We actually did that.
Well, yeah, we came back last week, and then all of a sudden, yeah, we're back. But who knows? It may not be consistent again.
Well, I think Nerfy's asleep, and she works so much that
Hopefully
so join us,
she ain't here.
We'll catch her in the on the back end. But
we'll see.
That being said, my wife, who is like the techno savvy one of this relationship, fucking amazing job. Shout out to the Trips of the Light. Brought something to my attention, and I said it to you.
Okay.
And it really, I don't know if you found it on Steam or not, but it was a game.
You're talking about? Oh yeah. I think Nerfy even mentioned it too, about the that game on Steam.
So it was a game called No Mercy.
Yeah, I mean, I've never heard of it until Nerfy brought it up, and then when I tried to search for it on Steam, it's just gone. Like, you can't find it on the platform anymore.
So that's the thing, though, and I'm glad they took it down. But it was basically a game about torturing somebody to death.
I
have basically bounding someone, tying them up, and torturing them to death.
I'm amazed I went through Steam moderation,
The fact that it even made it onto their platform, I mean, like...
Yeah, and I'm amazed that it even went through the approval process on Steam. Like, that just surprises me to no end.
So let's go back and look at a game like, you remember Postal back on the day?
I mean, I play Postal too, but I never played the original.
And in that game, I don't remember what it was called, but you were some guy dressed in all black in a trench coat and you were just killing people.
Yeah.
That
was Postal.
Huh?
That was Postal.
That was Postal?
Mm-hmm.
What I'm saying is, like, it harkens back to a time when, are we taking shit too far?
Yeah, I mean, there are some games that do take it to the extreme, like definitely Postal, but then when the sequel came out, it was more of a goofy game compared to the original that was a little bit more serious. But Postal 2, when that game came out, it was more it was just a lot more silly than serious.
Do you think that they took advantage of the fact that their game, the original Postal, was so liked that they're like, okay, well, let's make money off of it now?
I mean, that's kind of hard to say when I haven't even touched the original. So, I mean, I have the original game. It's just I just never really played it myself.
You're a gamer. I'm a gamer. It's shit like this that really, like, it scares me, because it's going to turn that's when they start pigeonholing people and they put everybody in a box and they think we're all the same. We're all twisted little fucks that want to play games about killing people.
Yeah, and then sooner or later, the next Jack Thompson is gonna pop out of the blue and say, "See, I told you, video games are bad for the soul. Look at this. People are just Or I can't really say it because then the YouTube moderation is gonna kill us.
Yeah.
um, they're gonna start. They're doing this to somebody in a virtual game. I told you. Sooner or later, GTA is going to be doing this. Sooner or later, Call of Duty is going to be doing it. It's like, shut the fuck up already.
And
Like,
it's not all of us, you know. It's not us that. What the hell? I won't-
what?
It's not. I'm just getting messages from my email. What I'm
Hmm.
saying is, it's not everybody that looks at stuff like this. Like I just like look. I play games like Ark and Monster Hunter, and the Oblivion Shadow Drop is supposed to happen next week. We were talking about that earlier, but I'm
Hmm.
not looking to go and play. Look at a game like Manhunt, right?
Yeah.
Did you think that went too far?
I mean, the early 2000s, I think that's when the original Manhunt and the
Yeah.
sequel came out. Um, I would say, yeah, just a smidge, but then again, it's a video game. It's not
Okay,
like
so
we're
then,
going
then
out.
when people ask about stuff like this No Mercy game, they're going to say, "Oh, it's just a game."
Okay, yeah. I think that at that point when they say, "Oh yeah, it's just a game," I think that they're gonna, excuse me, any gamer is gonna look at that and say, "Okay, that's a little bit too far."
But
With
you said Manhunt was just a game and it's based off a snuff film. You're putting
based
Walmart
off a
bags on
snuff film.
people.
Yeah, I mean, I'm losing this debate. God damn it!
What I'm saying
Not
is,
making,
I
not
think
making it
that what
better.
made Manhunt different, it was a story. There was a
Hmm.
legitimate story about James Earl Cash getting sprung from death row and forced to put in a position where he was either fight or flight. And the kills were gruesome. No one can deny that for their time. And Rockstar was definitely pushing a line. I get that. The
Hmm.
difference is with this No Mercy game, from what I've seen, is it's just a fucking snuff. Not a snuff. It's just you basically torturing somebody to death.
Yeah, and it's a woman from what I understand. So that doesn't make it that doesn't help its case
So
at
that's what I'm
all.
saying. Like we're not all that piece of shit. And for someone, it takes time to program something like that. Like who takes the time to program a game about torturing somebody?
I would say maybe somebody who actually did something like that by the sound of it.
Or has a desire to.
Yeah, or has the fantasy of doing it, which I always find that kind of fetish just so weird or just disturbing at best. Cause like, why the fuck do you have these kind of why would the fuck would anybody have a fantasy like that? That just makes that just makes you sound a little bit too odd and also scary at the same time. It makes me want to just find you and take you out of the streets myself. Become the next predator hunter.
For some reason, I'm just thinking about you with dreadlocks going.
Go all fucking predator on everyone.
No, like I said, I think it's a discussion to be had. I think there's something to be said about there is a level. Like I said, I can argue that Manhunt had a legitimate story. It wasn't just a giant snuff film. It was legitimately the story of a guy fighting for his life in a crazy world.
Hmm.
Um, we talked about Postal. I never liked Postal. I wasn't a fan of Postal. I wasn't, and I think the guy who made Postal had some issues as well.
Hmm.
There's a culture going back to like the documentary Bowling for Columbine, where they said that this guy played video games and this and that, and you had Michael Moore come out and said ultimately Michael Moore was trying to make it about fucking gun rights and shit like that, but the crux of a lot of that was he was saying that music and video games did, and it's like, dude, go fuck yourself. I don't
Well,
think. Go ahead.
well, think of it this way: like a lot of songs in the early 2000s or even in the 90s, like with a lot of new metal stuff, they usually have a lot of those themes centered around it. Like I would say, it doesn't help any of the games or music's case, if they're gonna be making songs about, you know, rebellion and all that shit and all that, and then you hear just about death and all that.
Okay, then what would you say about games like now? Like one of yours and my favorite games is fucking Doom.
Mm-hmm.
That I'm talking about the original like 2016 Doom.
Oh,
That
Doom
fucking
2016.
the amazing fucking score that game had, but you're ripping and tearing. The only difference is it's demons.
Yeah, you're killing demons. You're not killing people. That's the main difference.
But they're
With
humanoid fucking demons.
but even if they are humanoid, they're still hell. They're still spawns from hell, and it's not like you're killing like legit human beings.
Okay, so you think does that work if you make that game? It's Doom, but now you're just a fucking psychopath running through a fucking the Mall of America.
I wouldn't say running through the Mall of America. Like that would take it a little bit too far.
So are you saying context is everything when it comes to a game like that?
I guess so. Sorry, I'm still out of it.
No, what I'm saying is like context. I believe context is everything. Doom, awesome. Music, awesome. It was very fucking rock, new metal, fucking.
Daddy McGordon did everything right.
Did you say Daddy McGordon?
Well, yeah, I did. Fuck you.
So, but what I'm saying is like when Tripp sent me this video about this game, it was everything wrong with the genre that there has to be some sort of fucking rules, right? There has to be something that says this is too far.
Mm-hmm.
And a game about binding up a woman and torturing her, that's too fucking far.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Like I think it's way too far when you're looking at a game like that. So I just think it's sooner or later at the point to where I think everybody needs to dial back a little bit on the idea of that. So
Yeah, I know it's an uncomfortable fucking topic, and like I said, that's another thing. I really do wish Nerfy was here because I would love her take on that, and I was hoping she would be here this morning. But like I said, I
she
think
might
you and
be
I are in
sleeping.
agreement that at some point it's too far. You know, I remember when I was younger, there was a game called Thrill Kill, and it was basically about a bunch of uh, insane asylum inmates in a fighting game. It was a trippy ass game. I played it. It was on a hack. I
Mhm.
enjoyed the game, but I never thought it took it too far.
Yeah.
This is the first time that I'll come out and say, yeah, this is a little too far.
I mean, I'll even say it too, because I mean, I like me my first person shooters and all that, all those type of games. But when you're making a game based off of kidnapping somebody and torturing them, yeah, I don't think that that's really going to sell me on buying a game like that, especially after when Nerfy posted about it on the group chat. So, yeah, no
That was
thank
me
you.
that posted about it in the group chat.
I thought it was Nerfy that
No,
did.
that was me.
Let me take a look at that.
Yeah, fucker.
Oh, it was you. Never mind. Whoops.
Fenrir, the game is called No Mercy, and um, it really bugged me. Like I'm not one who ever in any light would try to destroy anybody's creative freedom, but this game just really it just
It's just a little bit too much. Or
and so
sorry,
basically the
not a
premise,
little bit, way too much.
and I'll put it like this: I'm not one to stop anybody's creative freedoms at all. Like I think everybody has the right to enjoy the art that is creativity, but hell, even the game Punisher had points where you were interrogating people, and sometimes you can take it too far.
Well,
Remember Grand Theft
also
Auto? Go ahead.
I was even gonna say it too. Think of GTA 5 when it first came out. There was actually
A
a
mission,
moment in GTA 5 where you kidnap somebody and then
you
you torture
waterboard them,
them. Yeah,
and
you
that was
waterboard
how
them,
fucked
you
up was
break
that?
their kneecaps with a pipe wrench, and then you pull their teeth out and then electrocute them. But
And how much crap did they get for that?
well, I mean, Rockstar got put in the spotlight for that controversial moment right there. Like, yeah, that one I remembered actually hearing about, but and people actually did make an excuse for it too, saying, I mean, you're not going out and doing this in real life, you know? You're not going out there and then sticking like a jumper cables onto somebody's nipples and busting their kneecaps with a
But see,
with
and
a
this is my concern. It's a game like this that I worry that
oh, camera. It's the camera.
it's a game like this that I worry about. Big YouTubers or big Twitch streamers coming out with and playing it and it gets notoriety. I want this game buried. I want this game gone. I don't ever want to see this game to see the light of day. But here I am talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
It's a double-edged sword.
It is. It's a double-edged, like, yeah, people want to see it gone, but it's still going to be a super massive discussion still.
But how do you, like,
Because
again, if we don't discuss it, like, how do you, tell people about this and it doesn't become one of those indie fucking, oh my God, we love this one. It's sick.
it is. Yeah, I agree. Like, I agree 100%.
And again, Finra, I was wondering the same thing. That's how this came up.
I actually want to even find that out too.
Hey,
Like,
Huey.
why the fuck did Steam or Valve actually put that through approval and did not look at the context of the game? Because I would imagine if this didn't go through Steam moderation, nobody would be talking about this. But it's the fact that right now, we have this game that just popped out. It makes no sense.
Yeah, I don't have a justification for it. I just know that I don't think it's right. I think more people should be aware of what is being put out there into the public purview. And again, I'm not saying it to be a dick or a douche. I'm saying it to fucking because somebody's going to play that game, and I'd rather people know about it before walking into it than them to just walk into it and yeah.
And then just find out about it like I did when you posted it.
But also, there's other stuff that we need to talk about, and it's something we talked about last week. But I'm actually getting kind of concerned as a fan of this man.
Oh, are you talking about Carl Jobst?
Yes, hold on. Unrelated, there's a new game coming out called. I have no idea what that is. You'll have to tell me about that later, Jacob.
I've never heard about it either. But you were saying
Carl Jobst has still not posted his response.
Well, I ended up finding out why. I think he's gone back to court again. Trying to appeal, like they're trying to appeal the winnings against Billy Mitchell. From what I understand.
What?
Yeah, like let me actually find the video for you cuz I have it saved in my history. Let me see if I can find it. Cuz oh, here we go. Let me actually send you the video and then
you can post it on here. We can share it.
I can put it in the chat.
I think you can set it up so we can like view it. I'm not sure.
Oh, problem is I'm tethering, dude.
Oh,
I'm tethering
shit.
again. So that's why I was gonna say I'll send you the video in here, so then you can take a look at. So then you can put it on here.
I am stupid when it comes to this shit, but absolutely, I'll try.
Yeah, click on private. That's where I put the link, and then what you do is you. I mean, I can still stream it even if I'm tethering.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hold on. Send it to me on the Discord.
On Discord? Okay.
Because it's just audio, so we can listen to it.
All right, sent you the video on Discord.
So we can listen. Hey guys, today we have a major update. It seems that Carl Jobs' lawyer has submitted some type of document. We believe, again, a small group of us is actually investigating this via the court system, so no one can lie to us, right?
Of course.
We believe that it is about the cost and whether or not it is standard cost or indemnity. Now, let me explain the difference between standard cost. So if the court awards a cost on the standard basis, the party seeking payment has to prove that the costs are reasonable.
Yeah.
If the cost is awarded on the indemnity basis, the presumption is reversed. So the court will need to find a reason not to award the cost claimed. So this is very important, right? This is incredibly important. We are getting documents. It looks like there's a small fee that we pay, and then we get the document we want. There is the Freedom Act, and I suggest you guys at home, if you are truly interested in joining us, that you also submit these, because sometimes they will respond to one person but not to another person. I do not know how this system works. I'm not from Australia, but let's get into
we're not lawyers, so
yeah.
One of the things that we are looking at in this case, right, is whether or not it will continue on to appeals. Well, right now they're battling on cost. Remember, Billy Mitchell's lawyer at the very end was listing a bunch of reasons as to $3,000 unreasonable and so on and so forth. There was no real apology. I am still shocked that no lawyer told no lawyer told Carl that, hey, you need to apologize, because even if we go to verdict, that will definitely help you lessen the damages. What is the harm in an apology? From a legal sense, there's really no harm, right? You can say, hey, I'm sorry you felt this way, but I'm going to apologize. You don't even have to admit fault at that point in time, even though clearly any lawyer would look at this case and know it, and if they understood it was about Apollo Legend, they would feel very concerned about the winnability of the case. Therefore, they would figure out a way to mitigate it. Mitigation is a defense to defamation. It's not an absolute defense, but it is a defense that will...
To be fair, and I look back at some of Carl's videos, he's gone back and said that, you know, he retracted his statement as far as the Apollo Legend thing. He did. He retracted it.
Yeah, he retracted
was it how Billy wanted him to do it? No. But he did retract the statement about Apollo Legend. He did say, hey, this is what happened.
But it's still kind of a one of the reasons why Billy took Carl to court, anyways. Is
but
because
it's one of the reasons.
of that
like,
defamation.
Again, it was a defamation case, but I don't know. I'm not trying to be a fucking a Carl apologist, but I don't know. There's something more to this. I don't think that this is definitely not over. We're not by a long shot.
No, absolutely not. I think there's going to be a little bit more to it coming in the coming months or weeks, depending on what's going on. So it's only a matter of time before we hear the resolution or the end of this whole story between Carl Jobs and Billy Mitchell. So at this point, I'm just sitting back and listening to all this, and I'm just waiting until the end of it before the until the conclusion just comes in.
I still think that we need something, though. I think Carl needs to put out a statement, something that lets people know that, hey, something more than just fucking waiting on a video, that he's going to get paid for.
Mm-hmm.
That tells everybody where his head is, what's his plan, something that reaffirms that the people that are supporting him don't feel stupid.
Yeah. So again, if Carl does come out with a video talking about this a little bit more, not just in detail to the point to where where when the court hears about this kind of stuff, and then that's where Billy's lawyers are going to be, because Billy's lawyers are going to be watching his channel like a hawk,
Absolutely.
and just waiting for him to stumble, and then that way they can add something on top of the if they do decide to go back to court about it. So yeah, and again, I'm hoping for Carl to come back and talk a little bit more in detail about this, but at the same time, it's going to be a little bit hard for him because Billy's lawyers are going to be watching him.
Well, not even that. It's becoming okay. So basically, from the realm of what happened with Gerard, the longer Gerard waited to say anything, the worse he looked. And so the longer that Carl is waiting, it's not a good look. So it makes it where whatever he says better be damn good.
It better be good, because otherwise everybody who has been following the lawsuit with Billy and Carl, and all the people who have supported Billy Mitchell and his winning of the lawsuit, they're all gonna still be saying, yeah, see, we told you guys, we told you Carl is not to be trusted. He's been the snake the entire time.
But see, again, what I'm seeing more and more of though online is there are a bunch of Billy Mitchell bandwagoners who are jumping on now, who were Carl fans, and now they're saying Billy is the end all be all, and that Billy has always been right. When before they weren't. Before everybody was talking shit about Billy, and all this is doing is building the infamy of Billy Mitchell. And I don't agree with that. Billy is, in my opinion, still a piece of shit. I still believe it is my opinion that he cheated at Donkey Kong. It's still my opinion that he never was the king of Kong, and that in fact it was Carl. It was Weeby that was actually better than him. I feel like he's lied. He lied about the perfect Pac-Man thing and that whatever. He lied about the cabinet being right whenever it had a red joystick. All this stuff that was proven, though, is being thrown out the window because of the bigger magnitude of this court case. And so, yeah, I don't. Go ahead.
See, if it was me, and being the more tech savvy person, but there will be some excuses to make when it comes to the whole Donkey Kong and trying to play it on the original authentic cabinet for the arcade machine. And the thing is that hardware degrades over time, so of course the joystick is not going to be the same as what it was on the original Donkey Kong.
For him to sit there and all these years say that he claimed that he did all these records on original Donkey Kong hardware, that joystick was an 8-way joystick. It was not a 4-way, which is that of the original Donkey Kong. All the stuff that he's shown and that Carl showed and that Veritas and all of them, and that 2-hour fucking video that Veritas did, which again, amazing fucking video.
You're gonna have to send me that so that I can watch it later. So that
it's very well done. When you watch it, you'll understand everything. He basically breaks down every part of the Billy Mitchell. He even does his own testing. What it does show, and I think without a shadow of a doubt, is that Billy Mitchell lied about his gaming scores and that he's a known liar. That was my belief coming away from that video. If all you've watched are the Carl Jobs videos, that's fine. I get it. That's where your head is. But to have an outside opinion of someone who legitimately did testing, who legitimately got fucking the testimony of other people, who legitimately did all this extra work to compile it into a giant fucking video, basically explaining and exposing it, you'll understand why I'm at where I'm at as far as my opinions of Billy Mitchell and him treating people a certain way. I felt like he lied. I felt like he used people. He manipulated a situation. And that's basically going from the unbiased opinions of Veritas, who did, I think, by far the best job breaking it all down.
You just messaged the group chat.
What'd she say?
She said, "Give me a few minutes." It's a little bit too late, man.
No, it's not. We still got 30 minutes. We're good, Murphy. Come on in.
I think at this point, dude, like we should consider going a little bit longer on the show.
I'm
Just,
down. If she comes in, we'll go a little longer.
yeah, because having an hour long session or episodes, yeah, sure. I get
it's play by whatever.
I get that we get super busy, but I mean, at the same time, it's fine to bring in a little bit more topics
Well,
about
do
it.
it. Calm down. You're not having to sell me on it. Chill the fuck out, Koopa Kid.
I'm just telling you, dude.
We'll go
Like
we'll
for
go back
future
and talk about-
reference.
If you know what?
Somebody's having the tism fit.
But no, like I said, I'll send you that Veritas video. It's really well done. I don't like Billy Mitchell as a person. It has nothing to do with who he is.
Who is Cooper? I'm too scared to ask. I don't know who this Cooper is, but I'm kidding.
Koopa, that's Fenrir. She's from real life. She's good people.
Okay.
Koopa is one of my oldest and dearest friends. I consider him more of a little brother than anything else. The whole reason this thing came together is because he and a friend of mine wanted to do something, and Koopa was the perfect guy to be in it. And it's been a while, Fenrir. We need to hang out again. I got Monster Hunter, Fenrir, and it's multi-platform, so we should probably fuck with that. And I'm waiting for Koopa to get Monster Hunter so we can go kill giant T-Rex chicken roosters.
Well, again, dude, don't have internet and never really been a big fan of Monster Hunter.
You're a bitch.
Well, excuse me, princess, but I have other games that I've been actually trying.
Are you going to get the fucking new Switch 2?
I don't know. Like, I've been almost considering it, but at the same time... So
you're going to spend the money on Nintendo's new fucking
features? Well, the only reason why I would get the Switch 2 is for Mario Kart.
It is very good, Fenrir. It is very good. So you're going to spend $90 fucking on the new Mario Kart?
Well, I'm thinking of getting the bundle, like the bundled Switch version, or the bundled Switch 2, which comes with Mario Kart. I'm not buying the game separately.
70? You're spending 70 on Mario Kart instead of 90?
Yeah, I'm not buying the game separately.
It's $500 for a Switch. It has, and I can't believe I'm gonna basically fucking go the snow route of things and be like, the fucking graphics are trash compared to everything else. The fucking frame rate's awful.
I don't know, dude. Like, I would say, like, with the Switch 2, they have improved a lot on the technological side of the console. And even if the graphics look terrible, it's still a game that I would highly enjoy.
PC Master Race, but you're being apologetic for Nintendo right now?
Dude, I grew up with
How
Nintendo
much are they
as a
paying
kid.
you?
What the fuck?
When did they get to you?
They didn't. I'm just saying.
When did they get to you? When did they buy you out, Koopa? I understand that your name is Koopakin and your trademark is a fucking Dovakin turtle shell.
I mean, I would still love a channel art with that. Like, I know you don't want to do it.
No, I'll do it. I got no problem doing that.
You would actually make like a Koopa that wears a mage outfit from Skyrim. That was what I was thinking of wanting to do. Like, I would have the Koopa just wear the mage outfit from Skyrim because I like that. I like the outfit a lot. Like, let me actually.
Isn't that basically the fucking the Magic Koopa from Super Mario Brothers?
Oh, I know which one you're talking about. I mean, I wouldn't want to have something like that, but I would have my own design with it.
So do you still like the Koopa character of you?
I mean, I like the fuck brain work. I do like the artwork that you have done with me with like an actual drawing of me having it, but it's I would like to have a
Koopa
design like an actual Koopa like I did back in the day when I had the Koopa head as Reaper from Overwatch.
So you know me, and I like a challenge. That sounds like something I would like to do. I'll try to work on that when I get a chance. I got to go to a fucking function today, and I got to go see a friend of mine. And then Friday, I'm probably gonna be moving some shit, and then etc. etc.
And
I can definitely work on that.
Yeah, and I'll send you the.
Who did Nintendo buy you out?
Nintendo didn't buy me out.
I
mean, it would be cool
if
they did. I mean, dude, I don't support Nintendo's decisions on everything. I'm telling you this right now. Like I said last week, I don't justify the price that Nintendo is charging for everything. Like, I don't agree that $90 is the way to go for a lot of games. And I'm on and a lot of Nintendo shills, some Nintendo shills who have been playing Nintendo for years even agree that the price hike because of the Switch 2 and also they're excusing the tariffs and all that. No, it's just like when everybody is the Sony apologists as well, or the Sony ponies. They like a lot of them don't agree with what Sony is doing either. Like recently they just raised the prices for PSN again.
Yeah, I'm thinking about canceling my PSN.
Join the master race. Join the master race.
I'm not joining the PC. I might play games with y'all on PC, but I'm enjoying my Xbox right now. I'm really enjoying what they've been doing with Game Pass and all that.
Wow. When did you become an Xbot, Dan?
I've been an Xbox since anything was a fucking VCR.
And the games aren't that great anymore. Yeah, that's true. But I mean, I don't play the new Pokemon games. Like I don't like Pokemon at all. But there are still some games that Nintendo made that are still good. Like again with Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. Like I love those games.
I've never played either of them.
You've never played either of them? What kind of sick fuck are you?
Okay, so I'll tell you this. The height of I played the original Zelda, loved it. I played A Link to the Past, beat that with my dad.
Plast?
Link to the Past.
Yeah, you said Plast.
Oh, shut up. I played A Link to the Past, loved that game with my dad. And then I played Ocarina of Time. And I tell everybody that Ocarina of Time that game goes down in history for me as one of the greatest games ever made.
Mm-hmm.
It was so beautifully done. It's heart-wrenching. Everything about that game, ultimately to the end where you find out that, you kind of feel like it's a love story between Zelda and Link, but it's not. It's two kids who are trying to figure shit out. They're trying to save the world. And then for her to send him back to being a child, that's when you find out that there's divergence. There's a split in the time.
Yeah, and that's how the timeline split.
Because if Ganon won, if Link won, it's crazy. And then you find out that technically all the Zelda games are linked, and that's when they decided that Link is basically the hero of time that comes through every time Link is born. The three of them meet and they face off because each one of them has a piece of the Triforce, all that. There's plenty of people that tell you the timeline. Gamer Thumb TV, one of my favorite channels to watch about stuff like that, did a wonderful fucking depiction of the timelines. He did an awesome depiction of Resident Evil and shit like that as well. But when it went to the GameCube and when it went over, I tell people constantly, so there was the PlayStation kids and then there was the N64 kids. And I was a bit of both. And then I got my PlayStation, and then I went to, like a lot of kids, I went to the PlayStation 2.
Yeah.
And then I went to Xbox. And the reason why is because my PlayStation 2 kept fucking breaking or something happened. And I went to, like I said, I went to fucking Xbox, and I never had a fucking issue with the Xbox ever.
I've had an issue with the 360 before.
I went to the 360, never got the red ring. No, I did get the red ring once. I sent it out. They sent me a brand new one. Like, it was they took care of me. Xbox has always taken care of me. And then
like I never had the 360 back when it first came out, so I never experienced the red ring of death.
yeah,
I did have an issue with the Xbox with its hard drive where it kept failing, where it actually failed and it wouldn't turn on anymore.
gotcha.
Even after changing power supplies, it still wouldn't turn on.
You got bricked, basically.
Yeah, but then me and my mom, we found like a shop that was nearby our house at the time, and we took it in. They fixed it and it worked again. So I was still able to play games on Xbox, but it took like maybe a week or two for them to figure it out.
But see, that's the thing. The hardware on an Xbox, it was so easy to fix. Where like the PlayStation at the time, they weren't even fucking looking to help a guy out, And because I live in Texas, it was not a hard thing to send the fucking Xbox. Like, they sent me a box. I mailed it out to McAllen, Texas. They sent me a new one.
Mm-hmm.
So then it was because of you, actually, that I got a PlayStation 4 later in its life cycle. Because
Me?
you and me were talking one day, and then this is how you and me and some other people got together and started streaming on on YouTube, playing like games like Dead by Daylight, playing games like Friday the 13th. And I will say this, I went straight from the Xbox 360 to the PlayStation 4 because of its accessibility.
Yeah.
And the being able to play with you guys, and it was so much fun to stream on YouTube. And we had a lot of success on YouTube. We had a lot of fucking viewers, and it was a good fucking time.
Mm-hmm.
And then I went to PlayStation 5.
I was about to die.
PlayStation 5 was cool. I had a good time with that. But somewhere or another, I decided I wanted to get the fucking Series S or Series X. And my wife, being amazing and loving, this wonderful woman that she is, for my birthday, she got me a Series X. And I've enjoyed Xbox Game Pass. Like, the things that Xbox is doing right now are amazing in the sense that,
like, I will agree. I think what Microsoft is doing with Xbox right now, especially with when Phil Spencer took over.
I do too, Fenrir.
And my camera's about to die. I have to switch cameras really quickly. Oh, shit. Sorry.
Yeah, I think like the idea that I can play Xbox anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I was at work the other day. I hooked up Game Pass to my phone, connected it to my PC at work, and all I needed was a controller. And I was playing Xbox in my office before work started.
Nice.
I was playing fucking Fortnite.
You were playing Fork Nibs? That was...
Yes. Again, like I was able to do that through Xbox. Their whole plan of play Xbox anywhere, it's working.
Mm-hmm.
They have a more vast library. They're letting stuff come out for free almost onto some level. Dragon Age, well, granted, it's been a debacle from the beginning, but Dragon Age Inquisition. I'm sorry, Dragon Age. Well, yeah, Dragon Age 2, Dragon Age Inquisition, and now Dragon Age the Veilguard are all fucking on Xbox Game Pass for free. You just have to pay the subscription rate.
Oh no, shit's falling. There we
go. But again, like, PlayStation Plus does not compete.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Fenrir, we've talked about it too. Love those games. Love them. Like, I have Morgan from Dragon Age and Flemeth tattooed on my left arm. Veilguard definitely was a letdown. I have to say, Xbox has the better hardware, it has the better software, and it has the better fucking titles coming out. I mean, Bethesda, one of my favorite gaming, companies ever. They brought us stuff like The Elder Scrolls. They brought us stuff like Fallout. They're killing it right now.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
we'll
they're
say
being,
Bethesda did it.
but they're being kind enough to say, you know what, PlayStation, Nintendo, we'll let you have our third party. We'll let you have some of our first party stuff. It was Xbox who said, you know what, we're willing to talk about letting the Master Chief come to PlayStation.
Mm-hmm.
Xbox is really being the one that's showing the olive branch, and PlayStation is the one that's dropping the ball.
That's actually they're being the ones that are actually a lot more for the people instead of just sticking to first party everything.
Yeah.
Which is what really makes Microsoft and the Xbox brand just a little bit better, in my opinion. Like more specifically, them as a company. I mean, they still do shady things. Don't get me wrong, but when it comes to Xbox and what they're doing behind the scenes and letting every platform like PlayStation, Nintendo, and even PC become their other source of revenue, I think that's what really sells Xbox for a lot of people right now.
Well, and Xbox is a Microsoft company. Microsoft is that's a middle ground for you and I, because again, you are PC master race. I get it.
See, and sooner or later, I might consider giving Linux a try when Valve actually launches Steam OS for the PC.
But
Yeah,
you also
I'm
know
that
that
kind of
fucking.
person.
Hold on, I'm messaging Nerfy.
Is she coming in?
I don't know. She has the link.
Well, yeah, of course.
But Xbox has been willing to, again, there's Xbox and then there's Xbox console and Xbox PC.
Mm.
So like if I play a game on console, I can cross-platform with you on PC on most games. Hell, we were talking about that when we were talking about doing the Master Chief Collection.
Yeah, you would be playing on Xbox, and then a couple of people would be playing on PC.
And we had a pretty good, setup where the only thing is we could only do horde mode at the time, but I believe they're working on a point where you and I can do the campaign on fucking Reach. What the fuck? I would love that.
I didn't
We've
even
talked
know that
about
you could
that for
only just
years,
do horde
even
mode.
to the point where I'm talking about like she was gonna, because again, you can't really see the setup, but I have my desk here, her desk is over there, and we were gonna set it up where we can just do it here, and I'll just fucking play on PC and record us all playing Halo Reach, because that is one of the most like that. Look, say what you want, that is an emotional game.
I mean, nobody is saying otherwise. I think a
Well,
lot of
people
people
don't like. We were
love
talking
Reach.
earlier about that game, No Mercy, and how fucking horrible of a game that was. But I will always argue about video games being an emotional ride when done right. When you finish Halo 3, right? You have I can't remember. It's not Colonel Autumn. Who the fuck was it? Anyway, he comes off and say, "We will never forget Reach," and you never knew what he was talking about. I mean, you knew what he was talking about, but you never understood what he meant. And then when Halo Reach came out, I think you and I have talked about this. You and I and Snow, which we should definitely have Snow on at some point on here.
Yeah, we should, but most of the time he won't probably wake up because it's early in the morning.
Yeah, but then if it's about Halo, he might. We should message him and we'll talk to him about it if he wants to come on Thursday morning.
I would think you should be able to message him, because then he's gonna be like, "Why don't you message me all the time?" And then it'll just be like, "Well, here you go. It's your special treat." I'll send Nerfy the link.
She need the link?
Yeah, she needs a link. She just DM'd on Discord.
Oh shit! It's in the thing. Yes, dear.
Well, I just sent it to her. Well, I just sent it to her again.
So I'm glad she'll be here because we can talk about that No Mercy game again. We can talk about Halo Reach. You and I have talked about this. The idea that you're this Spartan joining a new group and you get attached to each one of them, and I admit it, playing that game, and you're the first person that I think told me that it was okay that I got that emotional about a video game. That you and Snow.
Mm-hmm.
As you play through the game, and no spoilers, as people start, meeting their fates and how they meet their fates. And at the very end, the very last mission, the true suicide mission. Like fuck, I love Mass Effect, but whatever. This
that's
was
a whatever game.
I love Mass Effect. I love Mass Effect 1 through 3. I know that there's a lot of guff about that, and BioWare has really dropped the ball when it comes to the two mainline titles. Halo Reach will always hit hard, no matter how hard you fight. And I remember playing that mission over and 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 over again, hoping for a different outcome.
See, if there's any game for me that absolutely just hit me in the emotion wise, it's still going to be The Walking Dead season 1. Like the ending of season 1.
The Telltale stuff. I never got into that, but I was going to ask you about that.
Like I loved
ladies and gentlemen, she has returned.
Hello.
The Nerfopotamus.
I'm here. I'm sorry, guys. I got wrapped up in some things.
You're good.
You're good.
Walking Dead season 1, I heard.
Yeah, I was talking about season 1. I love season 1 of The Walking Dead. Like, I love the Telltale games a lot. When you first meet Lee, he's just some dude who got arrested, and then he became a survivor. But at the end, when you never played season 1 of The Walking Dead, Dan.
Never.
You don't care about spoilers? I'm just saying.
No, I'm not. Like I said, I'm a show guy, not a game guy when it comes to The Walking Dead.
Okay. Well, I can tell you the game is way better than the show. I mean, I think The Walking Dead show ended up just falling off after season 7 or something.
You will watch your whore mouth. You will not talk about Negan in a negative way.
Like, I like Negan. Don't get me wrong. Negan's one of the greatest. He's one of the greatest characters who had the best redemption arc in the show. But
yeah, I have to agree here. Like he did, but at the same time, just because a character is good doesn't mean the show continued to be good.
Exactly. That's what I was even going to say too. The show still sucked at the end when Negan had his redemption arc. But when you're looking at season 1 of The Walking Dead, like the actual game, it is so good. Like you grew attached with Lee, you grew attached with Clementine, you grew attached with every other character that has ever been on the game. But when Lee, he got bit by a walker in season 1, and he was going to die. And at the end, when he fell on the ground and he was essentially about to turn, he had Clementine shoot him or abandon him. And you still feel like that emotion of you had one of the greatest main characters throughout the game.
You should do a playthrough of that.
Of The Walking Dead?
Yes.
I mean, I could do a stream of the Walking Dead, like of the actual game, but when Lee got bit and he had to choose, and you had to choose for what Clementine should do, whether if it's to shoot him or to just abandon him where he turns. It still hits emotionally because
and that's the thing. I was never really into those Telltale games. That's probably why I never gravitated towards it. But
I can tell you, like, if you played the Telltale games, you would love because the game is essentially all about choices and decisions that you make throughout the game. But one thing that what also happens is you grow attached with the characters throughout the game.
You know what? If you play it, I'll watch it, and we'll come back and we can talk about that.
That's the beauty of streamers, right? Is that you don't have to buy the game yourself. You can play it through somebody.
But that being said, we were talking about something earlier, Nerfy, and I really wanted to get your opinion on it. So we were talking about that game, No Mercy.
Oh, fuck that game.
So, but that's what I want to know. Like, is there a point where shit's taken too far?
Well, I mean, just like in music and in movies and everything else, yeah. I've seen a lot of arguments for No Mercy that they're like, yeah, but it's just a video game. Yeah, well, that's just a movie. This is just music. This is just whatever. This is just art, whatever you want to say. But at the same time, we don't like us as a society don't allow music and movies to go that far. So why are we allowing video games to go that far?
So
We're
then
supporting.
the argument would be then, what about a game like Manhunt?
I don't approve of Manhunt either.
But see, I can make the argument for Manhunt because there was a story there. There was basically, it was a guy pulled off death row and fighting for his life.
Okay, I agree with the fact that I agree the fact that there's a story there. The thing with No Mercy is that it perpetuates a stereotype that I don't think any gamer wants on top of them. And that is, the old argument of Grand Theft Auto. I don't know if you guys played San Andreas before they patched it out, but Hot Coffee.
Yeah, I was actually going to bring that
Yeah,
up.
and I was even mentioning GTA 5 in that one mission where you kidnap the guy and you torture him.
Yeah. The argument, but my argument there is that there was a major, at that point in time, a major stereotype was put onto gamers because of Grand Theft Auto and things like that. And I don't think Grand Theft Auto was an issue. I don't even think Manhunt was an issue. I think this was an issue because it was just dribble. There was no story. There was no, main focus other than the fact to be the biggest piece of crap that you could be. Does that make sense? Like, and to me, that's just not, I don't know.
So Lilith here just made a comment. Where does it begin? Censorship, where does it begin and end?
Well, that's the beauty of it. I don't think that it's up to any entity to decide. I think it's up to us as gamers to decide. And the gamers have spoken. They don't want it. They didn't want that game on the platform. They thought it was trash and everything else. Manhunt, they didn't decide, that direction. Same with Grand Theft Auto. I don't think it's up to people that are like so far removed from the situation to determine what we should enjoy or what we should be able to do. But us as gamers have every right to go, that's fucking trash. That is absolute trash, because we're in the world. We're in gaming, and we're, especially us, us three, we're all giant gamers. So us as consumers of that exact genre, of that exact medium, can go, no, I'm good. Thank you. You can go fuck off over there. And that's just my opinion. I don't think any entity should be in control of what should be released, but after the releasing is done, I think that if the community has spoken, the community has spoken as a whole.
Mm-hmm.
But okay, so look, what about a game like Postal? And when I was talking to Cooper earlier, a game like Postal, which is basically just a guy going out and just offing everybody because he lost his mind.
But then you also have Postal 2, where they changed the game entirely.
Again,
where it's
they
not,
saw
they
saw the notoriety of their first game, and so they're capitalizing on it financially with the second one by making it more friendly and
more
marketable.
cartoon. It was more cartoony and goofy. Like, you still ran around and kill people, but it's not like, super dark and serious like the first game was.
But that's what I'm saying. Maybe they saw that, oh, we've got a fan base. Let's run with that.
Well, like I said, it falls back to the same thing I said. It's not up to an entity that has nothing to do with the culture or the medium themselves to determine what we can consume and what we can't. It falls to us as gamers to go, or yeah. And if the majority is saying, wow, that's a piece of shit, it's usually a piece of shit. And to me, No Mercy, for personal reasons, is deplorable.
Absolutely.
But I'm not going to sit here and say that just because that's my personal thing doesn't mean that it's everybody's opinion on it. I'm not going to force my opinion on other people. But I will say that from what I've read and watched, there is a very specific kind of human being, and I use that term very loosely, that is defending it, and it matches. It matches to what the society as a whole kind of went, yeah, we could see that. Definitely. Mm-hmm. Does that make sense?
No, I agree. But again, it's my job here to play the other end of that. I agree with it. I think the game is disgusting. I think it's deplorable. But then I also asked Cooper earlier, then why would Steam allow it to even touch or grace its platform?
Because Steam allows everything to grace its platform at first.
Yeah,
I haven't
until
seen
people
Steam
make a
deny
big stink
anything.
about it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like, you got to remember, this is the same platform that will allow games that are literally nothing. And when I say nothing, I mean nothing. And you pay $4.99 for it, and then they'll refund you. They track all of that. They're like, this guy, this game has gotten 7,000 refunds, with all of it saying that this isn't what they're saying it is. We need to remove it. Steam doesn't censor. Steam doesn't tell you what you can and cannot play. It is just a platform for you to buy games, and it will listen to its customers more than its developers 99% of the time.
But
And if it
should
gets
they start doing that? Should they start instilling some sort of censorship?
no, they shouldn't.
No.
They shouldn't. That's what makes Steam great. Is that you want an indie game? Go find an indie game. You want this kind of game? Go find this kind of game. Do they step in when the time is right? Yes, absolutely. Every time. And I'm sorry, there's a lot of people that are against Steam, and that's fine. But in my mind, they haven't faltered on that once. They haven't blocked people from Steam, but at the same time, they haven't like pre-removed something or allowed something to stay up because of money. That's just not. That's not their MO. That's not what they do. So I don't think it's not Steam's responsibility. It's our responsibilities as consumers. And I saw one person argue, oh, well, it could have ended up in my son's hands. How old is your son? 10. Why is he online without your fucking supervision?
Playing it? Exactly.
Why is he able to see it? You need to treat this as a fucking GameStop. You go with your fucking kid to buy these games, because that's your responsibility. It's not our responsibility or Steam's responsibility to parent you.
Yeah.
Yeah, they look after the customers when needed. Exactly.
Yeah, we're not your kids' parents. Like, we can't, stop them from buying a certain video game. Like, we can't stop them from buying $10,000 worth of V-Bucks on Fortnite when they steal your credit card. Like, that's your job.
So basically, you're saying no different than, like, say, the movie industry, right? Movies are going to come out, even if they're straight to fucking trash. Like, there's going to be Saving Private Ryans, and there's going to be Velocipastors. Like, we're going to have different fucking genres, and it's up to us to fucking almost navigate that ourselves, or navigate our children into those.
Here's my thing, okay? You and think about what I'm saying here. If we allow them to police one genre or one game, it will bleed into every game that comes out. And I'm not okay with that. We police ourselves pretty fucking well as gamers. We police ourselves incredibly well. I mean, outside of like RP servers on, Grand Theft Auto, that's beside the point. But like on games, we police ourselves and our developers quite well on our own. We are not degenerates. We usually know where the line is. And when the line's crossed, we have no issue going, wow, that's really fucked, and that shouldn't be here. But it also goes back to like this argument of like, well, what about the children? What about the children? Video games aren't your babysitter. You're supposed to be monitoring what they're doing. And if you can't monitor what they're doing, they shouldn't be on the computer buying games.
Well, let me ask you this. I'm not completely familiar with everything on Steam. Is there a child proofing on Steam?
I think there
should be.
I think there's a rating system on
Steam. That's what I'm saying. Like, if say I'm a 10-year-old and I'm here on my setup, can I buy a game? If my parents have my stuff set up and they allow me to buy something, will it stop me from buying a mature game?
Yeah, there's parental locks and whatnot. Okay. There's parental.
And I'm good with that. It goes back to GameStop. I can't walk into GameStop as a 10-year-old and go, hey, let me buy Grand Theft Auto 5.
You can't go on Steam and do it either if your parent has taken the initiative to make sure that you can't.
But I will agree with you on this. I will agree that parents have become lax and they park kids in front of the television, or in this case, in front of their cell phones or in front of the TV. So I think, I agree with you 100% that it comes down to the parents. If a kid is getting a hold of this kind of material, it's on the fucking parents. And what I am worried about is we're going to have another situation, which I guess you could say it's a positive and it's a negative, going all the way back to the original Mortal Kombat, which actually started the MSRB fucking rating system, that they are going to start policing stuff. I do worry about that.
Wait. Okay, look, I'm sorry. If they didn't fucking go crazy about Like, if they didn't go crazy about policing when yonder fucking bullshit came out, they're not gonna go crazy about this. It's gonna be a topic for about 2 weeks, and then they're gonna ignore it. That's what they do with gamers. Is we're only topics if a shooter has a record of playing Doom or something like that. That's the only time we're a topic. Other than that, we're just degenerates that live in our basement with our mom. Like, that's it.
How dare you talk about Cooper that way?
This is not. This is a very well lit, dingy dungeon of a basement that I have.
Also, you know what? This actually bleeds into a conversation I had with my roommate the other day, which was, I don't know if you guys remember Toon World and Cartoon Network and Club Penguin and all of these places that were supposed to be these safe places for kids, right?
Yeah.
Well, they all ended up slowly but quickly, Neopets, all of that. So they all quickly shut it down. And everybody is under the belief that they shut it down because of money. I personally don't believe that. I believe that they didn't want the responsibility of making sure that those places were secure for children, and they didn't want that kind of heat. But in doing that, what they ended up doing is they actually ended up taking the quote unquote child safe areas of the internet and forced the children onto the parts that their parents didn't want them in to begin with. They forced them into the COD lobbies, and they forced them into parts of the internet that you wouldn't normally see a 10-year-old just wandering around doing stupid shit. And it's because there is no kid-friendly sector of the internet anymore. There really isn't. They're everywhere. And the ones that were at least close to getting something correct, they all shut it down. And that forced a lot of other companies, unfortunately, to become kid-friendly that aren't meant to be kid-friendly.
Yeah. I will say this, the fucking COD shit, the COD lobbies back in the day they bred a generation of monster that this world never seen and should never see again.
And kids running around spouting out the N-word and
Oh yeah, I used to have a bingo card. I used to have a tally card that I would sit there and be like, okay, that was 2 5-year-olds threatening to sleep with my mom. I need 2 more, and
I need 2 more to spout out racial slurs, and then boom.
There was a team I know of that I always sucked at first-person shooters, but COD was the thing, so I played COD, and they were part of a group called, I'll just say, Club K Yourself, and what the fuck, man? I have a 9-year-old telling me he's gonna fucking slip bleach in my Cheerios. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong?
He's gonna.
Where is your mother?
Bleach in your Cheerios.
Where is your mother?
What the fuck? Jesus. I've never heard anybody ever say that before.
I'm sorry, that is great. I'm probably gonna use that when I play COD later.
Oh, absolutely. And
slip bleach in your Cheerios.
I know of a horror cow that is very prominent and very popular that he was literally trying to get people on Fortnite. He was.
Are you talking about Cyrax?
Yes, I'm talking about Cyrax.
I don't think he was trying to say the name.
Well, too late.
COD lobbies, I'm sorry, I'm a firm believer in like the 360 COD lobbies are what made me soulless. What made it very hard to get under my skin.
I think that's what made a lot of people either soulless or just a bunch of trolls.
Oh my god.
That was
Speaking of uncensored COD lobbies and trolling, I am so sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you. You guys heard that 4chan got shut down, right? 4chan's
Did they actually?
Yeah, 4chan's gone. I saw it I saw it right before I dozed off. And
what the fuck?
I was terrified because now those people are just wandering the internet. Yeah, service unavailable. Service is temporary, unable to service your request due to maintenance, downtime, or capacity problems.
Well, they could also move over to Kiwi Farms and all that, and then start their own thread on there.
Dude, if they move over to Kiwi Farms, that's going to be a battle for the ages. Like,
oh yeah,
yeah. The 4chaners are the OGs, and oh fuck.
Yeah. They'd be like, this is bullshit. Here, let me restructure your entire website because yours is shit. But I'm so sorry. I that just hit me when we were talking about, unhinged
Trolling and all
unhinged
that.
people in the internet and where they end up. Unfortunately, this will force them out to the internet itself. 4chan scares me.
Yeah.
Yeah, 4chan.
I mean,
I would like again. My buddy said that there were rules of 4chan that you're not supposed to talk about the rules of 4chan, and he
It's just
basically
like
told
Fight
me
Club.
basically, and he was like, if it exists, it's on 4chan.
Actually, it's quite sad, in my personal opinion. I'm not for or against 4chan. I don't really care. I never go over there, but that is a niche part of internet history that is just gone. And because all of the posts are gone, everything's gone. You can't get there anymore. It's gone. And that makes me quite sad because, the internet isn't like a book where you put it down and you can go back and reference it any time. Once it's de-hosted or deplatformed, it's gone until it's back up. And even when it goes back up, there's a chance that they can never recover that again.
No. Unless if they have their own archives, then they should be fine.
Kiwi is now banned in your country.
Because now you would think like if there's major websites like 4chan and also Kiwi Farms, if they both got shut down, you best bet that they should have archives of all the forums that have been created on each of the websites.
You really think they have fucking backups of all of that?
Well,
debauchery?
I'm just saying if they did.
No, that's horrifying. That's a terrifying thought.
And the internet is forever. Don't ever forget that.
Oh,
yeah,
God,
exactly. Like there are archive websites that you can easily go to. Like if you search up 4chan on any archive website, you'll easily find every single post.
If you just sit down and go through what YouTubers have made videos on 4chan, that is a great archive in and of itself, because they only document the most disturbing or the most courageous. Because you can sit here and say whatever you want about 4chan. 4chan has done good in the world. They've done quite a bit of good in the world, and they've documented that on YouTube as well. So
I've actually seen
Vine. Everybody thought Vine was dead, but Vine lives on through YouTube.
And TikTok,
with
believe it or
shorts and
not.
TikTok.
There's certain channels that do nothing but like archive the vines onto TikTok. So the internet is forever. I need to stress that it is forever. It never goes away, ever.
Thank you very much, Al Gore.
Well, I've had to explain it to my nephew. He's 10. He's getting into the lobbies, into Fortnite and all of that under my supervision because I'm computer illiterate. And, my sister will go, oh, yeah, he wanted Grand Theft Auto for his birthday. I'm like, no, he doesn't. No. He does not want Grand Theft Auto. Tell that little boy to stick to Fortnite.
Yeah, stick to Fortnite or play Minecraft.
Fucking Trevor Phillips is the role model for a fucking 10-year-old.
Exactly. Well, I think a lot of games do aim for the younger generation without aiming for the younger generation, if that makes sense. But my thing is like you can do that without doing that by just making a timeless game that in 10 years is still going to be relevant.
Grand Theft Auto will have been on 5 different fucking platforms by the time Grand Theft Auto 6 has come out.
Well, I mean, Skyrim.
Yeah, I was about to say there's Skyrim.
Oh, did you hear, Nerfy?
Yes, remastered. Can't wait. I will be unavailable when that comes out for at least a month.
Yeah.
I love
She'll
Skyrim.
be here for Thursday.
Yeah, I'll be here for Thursday. Well, I need to get back to live streaming on my channel, but that's all beside the point. If you want your game to be remembered, like think about it, Mario, right? Mario, you got Zelda, all of those games, you got a bunch of games under Elder Scrolls, all of these games. It is possible to have a game that's rated rated A for E for everybody, but also a game that's rated for the most mature audience, and generations will get to play it forever. My nephew's on his first run of Skyrim because it is timeless. The modding community has saved it, but it's timeless. Create something timeless. You don't have to create something fucking stupid and cater to children before they're ready to be a part of that. You know what I mean? And then all of the sudden we are I think that's what pisses me off the most with games like COD and lobbies and stuff is you always get parents going, how could those adults speak to them like that? It's not our fucking job to raise your child.
Well, it's also
and
not
also,
the
how the
adult
fuck are we
speaking like
supposed
that.
to
I've had
know
more
what
9-year-olds
age
talk
they
shit to
are?
me than fucking than an adult. I've had more 9-year-olds talk shit to me than a fucking adult.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And I even said it. How the fuck are we supposed to know that they're 10 years old or they're 9 years old? Like, we're not fucking Chris Angel Mind Freak. We can't read their minds and tell how old they are through a fucking screen. Like, excuse me, Mrs. Parental Figure. Like, if you actually put down the wine and actually give a fuck about your kids, then maybe we wouldn't be giving shit about you.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, it's not our job to raise your kids, dude.
Well, I do want to ask you this, Nerfy. You weren't here last week, but we talked about it last week. What do you feel about the whole Nintendo Switch 2 controversy?
That's fucking gross. $90 for a new game, or $100 for a new game. 90 if it's digital. Fuck off. I don't know where. If I could bottle just a little bit of the fucking audacity that game developers have right now, I'd be good. I could coast, especially console. No offense, but console sucks, and this is a prime example of why.
Yeah.
Example of why. Like everybody, why don't you play on your husband's Xbox? Because it to me it's shit. To me it's absolute crap. I can
Whoa.
I will die on this hill. I can play your games in better fucking in better.
Oh boy.
In better frame rate and easier than what you can on your fucking
Xbox has come a long way, man.
PS5s, okay?
This is Dan right now, just hearing Nerfy's argument about Xbox.
I am an Xbox veteran. I have owned every generation they have ever come out with. That does not mean that I prefer Xbox over my fucking $4,000 PC that can not only play every game, almost every game you have, but if you have a game that's like, oh, it's exclusive, I got an emulator, bitch. No, it's not.
Yeah, I was even gonna say, like, emulators really come a long way, especially now. Like, there's games that I really want to play, like Bloodborne, for example. You could only play it on PS4, but now you can get it on PC through Shad PS4 on PC, which actually fixes the game entirely, like over 60 FPS and any resolution that you want, which is what I absolutely love.
That's another thing I want to know about, because y'all will be the ones to ask about this. Is it illegal to emulate?
Depends
I don't
on
think
who you're
so.
asking.
It depends on who you're asking, but a lot of the times not really, because the one thing that emulation does compared to what a lot of the first party companies usually don't do is preserve the video games. Like all the old classic Nintendo games, like you cannot buy them physically anymore because not a lot of people are going to save a lot of the NES consoles or Super Nintendo consoles or
I get that,
or GameCube or anything of the such.
Risk, because like there's a lot of people that talk about emulators and what have you, and they use emulators for streaming or whatever it may be. But what I'm saying is there a legitimate risk to emulation?
Not that I've seen. Nintendo will come after you for anything at all.
Well, yeah, they'll hunt you down. They'll hunt you down and kill you if you steal any of their games, but that's really Nintendo's problem because they don't believe in emulation because, it's Japan. Japan has really weird laws,
where you
and I think Dan
where you can get the knockoff Xbox for $10, but whatever. Yeah, we're the problem here, not you.
Mm-hmm.
Look, the issue is that especially when it comes to console games, it's become I think we lost Dan. We did. The issue with console games is that it's come down to the fact that why am I paying you something that I can only play really in my living room or wherever I have it set up when I have my gaming laptop or my gaming desktop and it's better frame rate, it works better. Why am I paying you? Why am I willing to buy from you when I can do it my fucking self?
Yeah.
Like
exactly.
And then modding, oh my god, like modding I've gotten in this argument before. People don't realize how new modding is on console. Probably new. Oh,
Yeah.
Okay. And that's
I'm way too
incredible. He
big.
removed us and put us back. I don't like this. This is unpleasant. Well, my face isn't
I
showing,
think
so
it's
I'm fine.
yeah,
Dan, stop
your
it!
face
Oh,
isn't showing,
there
but
he is.
I
mine
was
is.
fixing it.
There he is.
You're moving me. But modding is incredibly new on consoles. But like when they started, like Baldur's Gate 3, for instance, people started going, "Oh my god, we can mod on console," and I'm sitting here on my PC going, "Yeah, I've been modding since day one." But sure, go off, King. Your console is
Go off, Queen.
just
Did you
super.
just say go off, King?
I sure did.
And I said go off, Queen. Yeah.
No, what I was getting at is there like okay, because I got the fiber and I do love it, and y'all are right. I do love the fucking. It's amazing. Like all this is running on Wi-Fi right now, and I'm fucking.
Yeah, you're still disconnecting, which is why, Dan, if you move the router into your office
No,
and
it's
plugged
here.
it
I just
in
haven't
via
turned it all up yet. But like that's the first time in all 3 weeks that we've been here that's even had an issue, and that's only because that was that fast that we're back.
Well, to
Wow.
kind of answer your question, the emulators themselves and the games themselves aren't necessarily illegal. However, how you've acquired the game could be, because if you've ripped it, then yes, it's illegal. That's piracy. If you bought it legitimately, then no, because there are certain companies, not many, but there are certain companies, Nintendo, please do this, that will sell for emulation. And if you do it that way, you're golden.
And a lot of people, from what I understand, with the way that they do get their games from their console, especially if they bought it digitally, is they jailbreak their consoles, so then you can easily get the ISO files and then just put it onto a drive, and then you just move it onto your PC, so then the emulator works. Because that's what I saw people do with Bloodborne. They actually jailbroke their PS4s, and then they moved the games from the console into the PC for a shad PS4 to work.
And everybody can tell me to not talk about this shit about Xbox all you want. I've never had to wrap my computer in a towel for it to overheat to remelt the components back together to get rid of a red ring of death. So I win.
Yeah, I never had to do that either.
I've never had to do that either with an Xbox, but like I said, I will say as far as like being more progressive, I think the Xbox has done a damn good job. Like I literally can play my Xbox games anywhere.
Can you guess why?
Why?
Game
Maybe
Pass.
it's owned by Game Pass.
And
That's
by-
it's
and
owned
also
by
because it's owned
Microsoft,
by
That's what we were just
Microsoft.
saying, man.
which is
That's
a
a
PC company. That is the only
And
reason
yet
that
you're
it is as
giving them
progressed.
shit, ma'am.
Yeah, because it's bullshit. I'm sorry, but it is Game Pass. Not only did I have to spend what $1,000 for the newest Xbox, just about, give or take, or whatever.
What?
What?
Who fucking hustled you?
Off, you guys know what I mean. I had to buy all of that, and then I bought the game, and now you're telling me that I also have to buy a pass from you monthly in order to play that game online.
No.
You don't see anything wrong with that?
No, because you're paying for a library of old games.
That's
And
essentially what the pass was originally
playing
for.
brand new games that just come out before anybody else.
I mean, to be fair, they do that for some games, but not every game.
I don't play brand new games.
I'm just saying,
I let other people discover the bugs. Thank you. I'm good.
I mean, if
I don't need that bullshit in my life.
I will say, as soon as my internet actually turns back on, if there's one game that I'm still going to be playing, it's the new RuneScape game. That's because
I figured you'd be playing Indiana Jones of all games because I figured you'd be that kind of guy.
Well, you know what? I don't have Indiana Jones, but I do want to play RuneScape because when I saw the trailer for it, I fell in love with the idea that RuneScape is open world again. Like they brought, and then yeah, I can't wait for.
I have Final Fantasy for that, but I still want to do RuneScape a little bit.
I kind of want to get back because a friend of mine got me into Final Fantasy online, and I thought it was kind of cool. It was overwhelming for me at the time.
It's always overwhelming until you get over that feeling.
Fucking shout out to Derange. I miss you, Jackie. We will talk soon, hopefully. But one last thing I want to talk about because we have gone extra. But I do want to talk
I
about.
showed up 4 minutes before you guys were supposed to end. I think you kind of had to go extra.
Look, ma'am.
I even suggested that we go long.
Well, I have things I got to do day 2. I got to
So do
go.
I. I need to take a nap.
You're fucking hilarious.
I work tonight.
Oh,
The
same here.
Minecraft
And
movie.
then I work in the morning. Oh my god.
So
I
before you start
what about
sighing,
it?
they did something very, very sweet in the movie. Enough so that it got,
Technoblade! Yes! Sorry.
and it got
Technoblade.
me to a point where I got choked up because I had
Yeah,
seen
I cried.
I saw the videos of this guy. His father went into his room. I knew nothing about the guy, and he was bringing a birthday.
You don't know who Technoblade is?
I didn't know who Technoblade was. I saw his dad bring him a piece of cake, and he's like, "You still winning, buddy?" And I fucking like, "Oh, this fucking." And when they put that pig in the game, and Jack Black goes, "Oh, that's a legend."
And yep, because he is.
I say what you want about Jack Black, Jason Momoa, motherfucker that hit the feels.
I'm sorry. The Minecraft movie was exactly what it was supposed to be.
Yes.
It's not a movie that took itself too seriously.
No.
It kept some. It's like old Nickelodeon cartoons.
Yes.
Where it had the adult humor, but it was mainly for kids. And it was for kids to enjoy. And they didn't take themselves too seriously. They hit the nail on the head, in my opinion. And like the people that are freaking out about like the chicken writer and getting people kicked out of fucking movie theaters, y'all are idiots. But
did you see what's happening with that though?
Fill me in because I've seen a lot.
So basically, the zombie chicken or whatever it is. What does he say?
The chicken jockey.
The
Yeah,
chicken
chicken
jockey. Okay, when he shows up, people are screaming chicken jockey, and they're literally destroying the theaters, throwing food everywhere, just fucking rampaging via like to an extreme, the old fucking Rocky Horror style shit. But I mean, they're going nuts.
Yep.
Destroying property, all kinds of stuff. So they have people have talked about removing the movie from theaters.
Oh, teenagers, you ruined everything for us.
Yeah, they do. Fucking
Okay. See,
Honestly,
I think this is
ahead.
where security really needs to do their fucking job and go into the theater if that shit were to happen.
They do. They've been kicking out troves of people. Troves and troves and troves of people. But part of the issue is that when he says destroying the theater, he's not kidding. They're having to refund the families because the theater is not in a state to continue to watch the movie.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, it's bad. It's really bad. And it's disgusting behavior. Like this is why I don't go to movie theaters. I watch everything at home. Fuck it. I'm not doing it.
They should do the Snow White route and no one goes in the movie theater and it's just empty while everybody watches. Well, only one person watches Snow White.
I don't think that's by choice, but yeah.
You know what? I've seen a video of Rachel Zegler actually going to the movie and watching her own movie, and it's just her and her friends, and they were the only ones in the movie theater, and I thought it was just so fucking funny that I had to talk about it on a stream. That it was just so fucking hilarious.
By the way, a little off topic, or on the topic of the Minecraft movie, but you guys do know that the pig with the crown wasn't the only nod to Technoblade in the movie, right?
No.
I mean, I've never
a lot
seen
of the
it, so.
A lot of the stuff that Steve built is stuff that Technoblade had in his world as well. They did a lot for Technoblade, and I'm sorry, that is amazing to me. That is amazing to me, and I will always approve of it because, like, Technoblade was and still is a huge part of the YouTube Minecraft community. There's a lot of people that say he still gets a lot of views, even though he has passed away. All of his old videos still get a ton of views. His goodbye video was probably one of the most viewed videos at the time because he had his dad read a goodbye to his fans after he passed away from cancer. And Technoblade meant a lot to the Minecraft community.
Well,
like a lot.
What I'll say is this, and for all the bullshit that goes on in every aspect, in any kind of culture, any kind of fucking genre, whether it's fucking gaming, wrestling, comic books, whatever niche you're in, whatever, there is still beauty to be found. And when I saw the fucking what they did for him,
Yeah.
you know me, I'm a jaded son of a bitch. You know that, Nerfy, Koopa. I don't like people.
Yeah, you're
My
kind of
wife
a
was
hater.
talking about it, and I was like, okay, I want to go see this movie now because it meant so much to so many people.
I
And
bawled.
I got very close to that. I was like, what the fuck? And you can tell, like,
Meow.
Jack Black talked about it. He goes, that was important. And when they told him about it, he was like, that needs to be there. That they need to pay homage to this person who means so. Minecraft, I jokingly like to piss Nerfy off and say that Fortnite is the greatest game ever because it's the only game where I can roll in a Jeep with John Cena, Doom Guy, the Master Chief, and fight Godzilla.
And then try and dab on them haters
And try to
by
dab on
actually
them.
winning.
Minecraft is I'm not a fan of Minecraft. I don't play Minecraft. I'm more of an Ark fan.
You're a fucking loser.
Ark is just Minecraft. Ark is just Minecraft for adults.
Yes, but to really think about how far Minecraft has come, it has become a staple. I hear you, Tango. You cannot come in the office because you don't know how to play nice with stuff.
Bullshit. He's gonna find a way in that office.
She is not gonna find a way in this office.
She's going to shit on everything you love. Love the new digs, by the way.
Thank you, ma'am.
Dang you! Stop meowing.
I don't think they care or speak human, one or the other.
No, she speaks human. She's smart. They figured out how to lift the fucking blinds up so they can look out the window. I don't know how she does it, but she figured out how to lift the blinds and push them up.
Simple. They bulldoze through everything.
We bought them a giant cat tree and everything. They're just little fucking terrors.
I'm sorry, we distracted you.
But Minecraft has become such a staple of everybody. There's not anywhere you can go that you say the name Minecraft and people not know what it is. And for them to pay homage to someone who's meant so much to that shows that there's still a beauty to be made, and that there is amazing things that can be done. If we started this episode talking about trash, let's just call it what it was. Trash. And we're ending this episode talking about how that video games can be something beautiful.
Here's the thing. Video games can bring I've always believed and always will believe that video games is the great divide. It can don't get me wrong, just like me and you will argue about consoles all day, I will sit there and look at Koopa straight in the eye and tell him that, that game fucking sucked, even though he will replay it 19 times in his entire life. That doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, gaming does bring people together. It brings people across that great divide, no matter where you're from, no matter who you are, no matter what you like. He's going to remove the cat.
He's going to bring the kibbers in.
Yeah.
Imagine
so
that.
like, ma'am, gaming is the great, it's a journey through the great divide. And I have friends that I've had for over a decade now. I met through gaming, and that's not something to shy away from. And I think that's what a lot of people like, the people that are part of the ESRB and whatever, I think that's something that they ignore, is that gaming is something that bonds people together. Minecraft is massive in that. Minecraft, it makes it, because there's servers set up for just adults, for kids, for whatever niche community that you might be a part of. They're in there and they're building shit. And they're, there's this one guy that has rebuilt, I think, almost all of Game of Thrones at this point. The entire life size, like. Ooh. He's going for it. There's people that are doing Wheel of Time. There's people that are rebuilding Skyrim in in, you know, from a flatland. Like, and that isn't something that just happens. That's a sign of a great game, is that it brings people of common interest together so they can work on something great, or they can be assholes to their friends and just make them die in lava, which I totally have never done.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, ever.
Mhm.
I've never shoved somebody into lava just to see what would happen.
Or do like a little fun little thing where you get a mine cart and then you just make them fly off a cliff afterwards.
Yes, a roller coaster that like kills them in the end.
Yeah.
So I'll leave it with this, and then we'll close it out. We're here because we're a bunch of dorks. That's just what we do. We're three friends who enjoy gaming, arguing, and all this other stuff about the different topics of that. But ultimately, it has brought us closer. I am bothered by something like the thing we talked about in the very beginning of this, that something like that is used to divide us and stereotype people and put people in a box that all of us are like this when we're not. And I wish that more people will be open-minded. But I am glad that as a community, the majority of people that said, fuck it, we don't want this, get this trash away from us.
Yep.
Mhm.
United, we're a beautiful fucking culture. Divided, we try to fucking eat each other like cannibals. It's fucking disgusting.
Don't look beyond the curtain. Like, when we're standing unified, we are amazing and we're beautiful. But behind the curtain, we're trying to stab one another. That's what siblings do. Don't mind us. We're fine.
We're trying to stab each other with toothbrushes with the bristles on.
Fucking we all know that Nerfy carries a fucking shiv. We all know this. It's what she does. It's part of who she is.
What did you? Yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely. I actually wear them as hairpins. So
that being said, I am Dan. That is the Koopa, and Nerfy was late, but that is the incomparable Nerfy.
Sorry, I had to set up in bed today.
We love you guys, and we will see you on next Thursday. And you know what? Maybe we'll start going 2 hours. Fuck that shit.
I was about to say better.
We've been fucking saying this since the beginning. No, an hour's just fine. Me.
Yeah,
My
Dan.
name is Dan. I'm the boss.
Yeah, and I was even saying, like, we should go 2 hours eventually, because, you know, that's how.
What did you just say?
Seriously.
Eventually.
No. Hold on. No, we're not gonna leave on you being right. That's just censorship, and I won't fucking allow it. Me and Koopa had been telling you from the beginning we should go for 2.
Pixels glow and screens alike. Dorks unite, we'll take this mic. Game on, heroes side by side. In this world we laugh, we ride. Roll the dice and cast the spell. Tell your tales we know so well. Quests await where dorks prevail. In our voices legends swell. Press start, dorks embark. Lights out, we ignite the spark. Gaming nerds will never fade in the land where dreams are made.